Hey guys, it's Imp. I'm joined by Wolf, and before we start anything, congratulations on getting a chef apprenticeship.
Dankeschön, Dankeschön. It is very, very good news.
And we're here to do another Dominion's impressions on a very fantastic game, The Walking Dead. And this is not Survival Instincts, this is The Walking Dead by Telltale,
The,
which is epic.
the good one, not the shit one. The one that you should all buy, and instead of spending $60 on a very, very shit game, you should spend a good. I think it's $20 for the
Uh,
Game of the Year edition.
I've got the case right here. The Game of the Year edition is $30 from Meeby Games.
Yeah, $30. And go to Steam, do whatever you need to do, get it, play it, and then realize that it's better than any other Walking Dead game out. Just gonna say that before we get into this.
And especially the social game on whatever it is, which you see constant pictures of. It's a top-down isometric cloud kicker, I'm pretty sure.
Stupid, stupid cloud kickers. Anyway, I guess we should get this underway.
Okay, now this is not based on the Walking Dead TV show. It's based by the comic book created by Robert Kirkman, who was the writer, and Tony Moore and Charlie Adler, who did the illustrations. And the it's directly from that, which in the
Same universe.
same universe. Yes, exactly. Um, and this is shown by like Herschel and Glenn appearing, and that's kind of a little spoiler, but it's in the first episode and very couple first scenes.
Yeah, but
Um,
before you go on, it's and they look the same as they do in the comic books. So yeah,
yeah, everything looks the same. They do it in the comic books, not the TV show. So you won't see whoever plays Glenn. I can't remember his name right now, but you won't see his depiction on there.
yeah. Anyway,
That makes sense.
yeah,
Yes. Now the story starts off, and this is the only thing we're spoiling because it's in the very first introduction. Um, a man named Lee is in the back of a cop car talking to the police officer as he's taking him to a prison for a crime. Apparently, he killed someone. Um, on the way, they hit a zombie or a walker, or what do you want to call them, because Walking Dead, the walkers. For some reason, no one's ever heard of zombies.
actually no.
And
Before you go on, the reason why they've never heard of zombies is because in the universe of The Walking Dead, zombie movies or whatever was never a thing. So yeah, they never
yeah,
knew what it was.
I know, but that's not really well covered. Like
Mm.
how the outbreak's never really well covered. It's like some things in zombie movies have never been really told why, except for Zombieland. He explains why zombies are around.
Yeah. Anyway,
Mad cow disease. That's off topic again. Anyway, as you hit a walker, the police patrol car swerves off the road and crashes, and you find yourself in a predicament, surrounded by walkers, handcuffed, one shotgun bullet, and you basically have to survive. And that's when you meet this young girl named Clementine, who practically saves your life. And then the story starts from basically there, which the story is epic, by the way. It's the best thing I have ever had the chance to read, because I had subtitles on, and listen to. It's better than any movie, any book, any comic, except for maybe The Walking Dead itself. And,
I don't know. This, I think this rivals that.
yes, and we got to give credit to the writers right here
Um,
of the
yeah, go ahead.
of the game. Sean Vanneman, Mark Darmin, and Gary Whitman.
Witter,
Um,
Witter.
Witter, whatever. Sorry. I got man and from Van Man.
Anyway,
Sorry.
just a little things of some of the things that they've done. Recognition. Sean Veneman has done Wallace and Gromit, Grand Adventures, Tales of Monkey Island, Sam and Max Devil's Playground, and CSI, Fatal Conspiracy, and just some other Telltale games. He's done a lot of writing for them. Actually, a lot of these were actually all of these except for like one or two were Telltale games in his credited works. Mark Darren has done like a whole bunch of Telltale games like CSI: Hard Evidence, Seven Black, Beyond Time and Space, and like Tales of Monkey Island, and did The Walking Dead as well. And we also have Gary Whitta, who's probably got the most interesting career. He's done a lot of screenwriting and video game design and whatnot. So he's done a lot of things. He's done like TV episodes for Star Trek Voyager and Futurama. He was the screenwriter for the Book of Eli, which was apparently an excellent movie. Sam's told me to watch that, so I'll download that and watch it tomorrow night or something. And so then he's also done. He's also the current screenwriter for the upcoming Warcraft movie, and he's also the screenwriter for a very new movie that's coming out in a few weeks, I think, starring Will Smith, called After Earth. And he's just done a lot of these different things with that.
Yeah, and the writing and the story and the characters are the main focus in this game, and the game really shows that even though it's a point-and-click adventure, like, you wouldn't, if you were looking for an FPS, this is not an FPS whatsoever. This is a point-and-click adventure game, which is what Telltale does, and they do it real well by telling a tale.
Surprise, surprise.
And yeah, it's about the characters, Lee, Clementine, Ken, everybody in the game. Even if they're a small part, like Mark, I'm not going to tell you
Who he is.
who he is or what he is, but he has been written well, and you want to get to know more about his character. The game strives you to learn more, and the conversations allow you to learn more about each other. And even Lee. Lee has a fantastic background. It's very... It gives him way more character than if he just said, oh, he's a convicted whatever.
No.
Go from there.
Yeah, he's a convicted felon, and now he must go through this, and this, and play the game. The way that he's written actually makes him have this dark sort of past and have this dark side to him, and he all throughout the game that you have the chance to unleash this dark side of him, whereas he's generally just a good guy. But we'll get into like, the whole choices and whatnot later on. But like the way he's written just makes him be able to be however you want to play him, and you can show off whatever side you want of him. And that's just the way how everything's written. Like everything, it carries a lot of weight over the players and whatnot. It makes you feel like a large range of emotions throughout the entire game. So it makes you sad, happy, makes you angry. It makes you have all these different emotions, and it does it so well. And with all of these like deep emotions, it can still manage to make you laugh your head off. There's a line in the second act which is kind of amazing, and Sam and I were just laughing over it before we started recording this. I'm not going to say it because it'll ruin it, and it's just you got to play the game to get it. But still, it's just absolutely amazing, like how this game is written. And
yeah, this game is written to make you feel these emotions, but also give you a heartwarming, lifting experience. And they do that between the relationship between Lee and Clementine, and that relationship is what kind of drives you to do your actions, because the both characters are really well written, and it's not like, oh, it's just a kid, I've got to save her. No, there is a reason why you must help this girl, and why she helps Lee.
And actually, that's actually something that I've heard about before. Is people like, oh, okay, this is going to be a terrible escort mission, but no, really, it's just like, oh, okay, I got to take her over here. She's going to be an annoying little girl. But no, the way she is written, the way that Lee is written, and how they interact, just makes this game so much more than what any other sort of child in a game has ever been before. Like, children in games are always an annoying, pesky son of a bitch that you just want to slap and put some sense into them. But no, Clementine is such a well and realistic child that it just makes you want to protect her throughout this game.
And makes you understand, even though you do not want to see most of the things, your actions you do in the game, you also know she has to get used to it, because the world has changed. Dead has risen. People are dying from being eaten by living, and even sometimes dead. I went out.
Most of the times they're dead.
Yeah, most of the time it's dead. Sorry, I completely reversed that.
Idiot.
Um,
Anyway,
yes, and but yeah, sometimes she has to see that things, and because that's the way the world is, and she has to get used to it fast. So do you, and that's why you have to see these things too.
you try to protect her, but you just can't, and you try to do the right thing, and in the heat of the emotion that you get during this game, you make a decision, and since it's a point and click adventure, you have this short time to make a split decision.
Yes, that's one thing that's very realistic. You don't have a lot of time to make choices. If someone's walking towards you, you have that much time. As soon as he gets you, you have to say something. If you don't click on anything, you will say silent, and that makes the game change even more.
Yeah.
If you do not say anything, it's actually the worst thing you could actually do.
Yeah. And it's just like, screw it, we'll just get onto it now because we're already on it. It's just the choices and whatnot. So, like the choices that you make in this game, like, matter to an extent. It doesn't majorly change the game, but it changes a little aspect of it. All throughout the game, and a lot of them are just moral choices and whatnot.
Yeah, your morality will be put to the test when you play this game. If you expect to play this game as like, oh, whatever, I'll just choose all the random choices, the writing will not let you do that. It will convince you that these are real decisions you have to make in real time. And yeah, literally they are.
That's the thing though. It's this, as I was saying before, it's the split decisions that make this game so amazing. It's the choices that you would make. You have a short time to quickly read what they have to say there. And yes, generally there's a problem where, oh, okay, I clicked something and I thought it was going to say this, but he actually doesn't. But no, in this game it's generally set up so that that doesn't happen. And these quick decisions are instinctual, and instincts are what vary person to person. And so
these instincts are muchly greater and better written than, say, survival instincts, which has no instincts at all. It's just about killing zombies, especially if that's stupid turret ending.
Are we really just gonna rip on that game every chance we get?
Yes, we are.
All right,
it's a terrible game.
Speaking of bad writing, survival instincts. Anyway, so like the morality and all the different things that you can choose, it makes your first playthrough so real and so close to you that you get attached to the story. And that's the thing though. But this game, not only on that first playthrough, makes you feel attached to the story. Yes, this game just has so much replayability for just, I guess, a second playthrough. I guess just simply because of the fact that you want to know what happens if you go do the other thing? What happens if I shoot this guy instead of this guy? What happens if I save this person instead of this person? This will affect how the story goes. And actually, now that I think about that, I wonder what happens when you save the guy in the drugstore. Like,
What dog?
yeah, you weren't supposed to say his name, but yeah.
But I'm just saying. It's like
I wonder what happens when you go on to the third act there and
that's a big choice. I mean,
wow. Anyways, point being is I'll have to replay the game to find out.
and the game doesn't just give you like this is choices. This will happen if you do not make. This will happen if you make this choice. They give you the illusion of choice sometimes.
Yeah.
And that is also present in the very first act. I won't spoil the scene, but
Yeah.
it's an actual crucial moment, and basically it's written in there that that must happen, but basically it doesn't tell you how it happens. And that's basically the only choice you get to make, is how something happens, not what happens. And there's a couple of points in there where the illusion of choice is thrown in front of you, and you don't know it at that point. You think you have the choice, but if you play through it a couple of times, you'll understand that you really didn't have a choice there, and that kind of throws you back even more.
Yeah, exactly. Like that illusion of actually having a choice makes you even think that what you've made is still very impactful and it means something, even though really that was going to happen either way. You don't know that on your first playthrough, but like it makes you make, as I said, those split decisions, that the instincts that you will have to make, and just what you from the heart would do in those situations. And it's just really, really touching the way that this game gets to you.
And it also gets to you when you, at the end of every act or episode or whatever, because it's an episodic journey. If you buy the game in the year edition, you get all 5 episodes. There's 5 episodes, and all well written and well paced and everything. But after every episode, it'll give you what the most meaningful choices. There are usually 5 of them. However, that doesn't affect those 5 affect the game in a big way. But there's a lot of other choices which lead up to those choices. Anyway, it tells you what percentage of people did this compared to this. And that kind of puts everything in a weird perspective, because you kind of understand how actually the mind works after you see that. Do you choose to save a man or a woman? 78% of people would choose the woman to save, because that's just
how it is.
Yeah.
And it's kind of crazy that you would think, well, who gives her the right to live, and who gives the right for him to die? It's just so, as I said, it's instinctual, and apparently 79% of the people would instinctually go to pick to save the woman. Maybe it's because they think they can get in her pants later on in the game, or maybe it's just because that's just what their instincts are saying. Hey, save the woman, she's needed, or whatever. Yeah. Maybe she is just a better character or something. I don't know, but
I wouldn't say that. Those 2 characters were equally written, be good characters, especially, and I think they made the man more relatable to the player,
yeah.
And I think that was a big instance why 22% of them people chose the man. You understand?
Yeah. It's like, so those 22% actually felt that relatability and felt, hey, this person needs to be saved, and it's just
But 78% were more convinced by their instincts to rescue a damsel in distress, which goes back to
the whole
eons ago.
Yeah, the whole argument and whatnot. Anyway, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So instead of just rambling on about how great the writing is, I guess we should talk a little bit about the Clem and Lee situation and how their relationship evolves from the start towards the end of the game and whatnot.
At the start of the game, you understand what's happened. You very get a really quick understanding of what's happened to Clem and what's happened to her parents. Now, there's multiple choices you can make to tell her what you think happened, but you kind of don't, because you want to shelter her from the harshness of this world. Again, you can't, because the world is harsh and it's getting harsher every day. Everything is dangerous. That's a quote from the game, by the way.
Cool. Continue. Go on.
Now, when you find out she was a frightened little girl in a treehouse, and even though she's a little girl in this ever rapidly dangerous universe, you understand that she has to evolve into a stronger character. And the writing actually does say that the writing's written that she will evolve. Best part of it, people, is they evolve very rapidly, and that's more instincts than anything. Instinct to survive. That's the greatest instinct out of everything in this game. And the instinct to be a parent is another one. To protect the young and the elderly and the sick. And this game really pushes Lee and Clementine's relationship with those instincts in mind, that you have to survive, but you also have to protect this girl because the instincts are telling you both. Now, Clementine's instinct that she looks up to Lee. She thinks the world of Lee, and Lee's a father figure. And as the game continues, you understand why and exactly what's happened and how hard everything is for them. Not for the group, just for them. And I'm trying not to spoil stuff, but there's some stuff you just can't say without saying something.
There's actually a moment in the game where you can just say to her, this is during Act 3, you may know where I'm talking about, you may have chosen this, but you talk to her about just leaving the group, because the group is just so torn apart, and the two of you go together, and because at the start of the game, your initial mission is to find her parents in Savannah, and that's just the end location where you end up going to. You end up going to Savannah, and so in the third act, you're talking to her, and you just say to her, this group is messed up. We should just leave the two of us together, and we'll go find your parents, and then we'll work out what we're gonna do from there. And it's just the way. And oh god, where was that brain fart? Damn it! That entire sentence was going somewhere.
The way that Clem reacts if you choose that option.
Yeah, it's just the way that everything, your relationship hinges upon the way you talk to each other. Like, there's a moment where you say, when you're in a barn, and she's like, "Yeah, it smells like," and then you say shit, and she's like, "Swear," and there's this whole thing.
Or you say manure, and
Yeah.
she'll remember that is the proper term for an animal's
Yeah.
dropping.
Yeah, and then there's just moments throughout the game where you, if you said shit, and like she sees like I think it's like a cow shit, so something's like, is oh look at shit, and then another character's like, what the fuck, did she just say shit? And looks at you strangely, is like, really? And it's just
Or
like,
if you choose manure, another child in the game will say, it smells funny in this barn, and she will say, like manure, and he'll ask what's manure, and she'll say duty, and they'll laugh, and that kind of gives you a lighthearted warmth in your stomach, because even in this harsh world, children can still have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, and it's just this that she grows as a character as well. Like Lee isn't the only one, and all these other characters do not just their progression and development as a character. They're not just the only ones who have this. Clementine, from the start towards the end of the game, goes from this frightened little girl to someone who would probably be able to survive in this harsh world, and it's pretty amazing to be able to see this frightened girl and to be able to do this. You don't see that, and it's just I don't know.
Yeah, the the choices they made when they're making the game, they could have made a Clementine a male, and it would have a whole different thing, a whole different story. If you understand what I mean,
Yeah.
like if Clementine was a boy, he would have been taught the fire gun way before everything. He would have been there. He would have been able to take care of himself, really.
Yeah.
But because it's a girl, and there's
It's
that damsel in distress plus the parenthood instinct that everybody has. So I
Yeah.
don't care whoever you are. You could be molested. You still have that parental instinct in you. It's just built into human physiologic genes.
Anyway.
Just little genes.
Anyway,
So
yeah.
into your genes, man.
But no, yeah, she's just even if since she is a girl, there's the whole stigma that girls are supposed to do this and they're supposed to do that. But in this world, really, she has to be something else. She cannot be the little girl that she was going to grow up to be. But now she must be a girl who is strong, independent, and can survive by herself if need be. And it's just oh god, another brain fart. Save me, Sam.
Sorry, I was kind of paying attention, but it was kind of not.
Alright, let's just skip
Thinking
on.
about the ending again.
Oh yeah. God, that is such a great ending. Anyway, let's go.
It's one of the best endings. So let's just say this: the ending, the game's worth it to play, to see the ending. However, you just can't. I'm just gonna look up the ending on you. You can't do that because you just think, oh, well, I don't get it. What happened?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have to play the game. You have to understand
And experience it.
why
yeah.
these emotions are going through these characters at the end, and well, everything, and like.
Yes. Anyway, so
Yeah.
let's just go on and talk about the art. We've talked.
Oh
and,
yeah, so
No, before we go on that, I just want to say we've talked about the story, the writing, and the characters or whatever, and whatnot way too much. Let's just get onto the art of the game.
okay, the art may be the weakest, but it's not really. The art looks a bit like Borderlands. It's kind of
Highly stylized, yeah.
it's highly stylized to look crudely drawn, like something you would actually see in a comic book, kind of, if you understand.
Yeah.
But this gives a whole nother depth to the game, having this non-pseudo realistic look, which they could have went for, really. It gives it. It doesn't make you throw up every time something happens. You understand?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it also works well with the what gore there is in the game. It works really well. It does show the gore and really detailed, but it's not detailed, if that makes any
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, the art style, it's detailed to the point the splatter will be on your character's clothes, but it's not detailed because the art style is not that real detail focused. It's more about conveying light warmness and blood and stuff like that, and it's not really detailed to the point like everything is textured perfectly and the animations look right and everything like that, but it's point to where it can tell the story very well in this world that may exist, may not exist sometime. Zombies are highly realistic, by the way.
Totally.
Yeah. infected virus. Well, maybe not the dead comes to life, but forced cannibalism, maybe.
Sam, just continue talking.
Alright, and I'd say the animations aren't really right because there's a couple of things I've noticed, like when Lee will be exiting a zone, his arm might do this weird pinwheel thing. It's weird. Like in Act 3, you're up to Act 3 again, right?
Yeah.
When you get out of the back of the tram, look at his arm. It does this weird thing. It's like he's about to do it.
Oh yeah, it goes backwards.
Yeah, it goes back for some reason.
It goes backwards as if it was going to do like a clockwise sort of loop.
Yeah. It's just a look on the clock now.
The Walking Dead by Telltale, Clock Edition.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
But the outside really gritty, and I think it's meant to look like that. Like, it's not. There's a lot of color, but there's also a lot of browns and stuff, and that's the really difference. Because a scene with lots of lightheartedness will have a lot of kind of color and aspects that think, oh, this world could maybe not be that bad, but then just behind another door, everything is dark and grey and blood-stained and...
And yeah, that's like also the thing. If you notice, all the zombies, they're all wearing like grey, sort of darker brown sort of clothes, whereas everyone's...
Yeah, like the decay is gone to their clothes too.
Yeah, and whereas the actual characters, they have like blues, and then you have your jeans and your whites and whatnot. Yes,
greens and...
Yeah, they do get dirty, yes, but
purple
like...
even.
Yeah. But they
pink. You wouldn't think you would see pink in a game like this, but you do. It's like there's pink everywhere.
Yeah, like it shows the color. It also differentiates just between the people, other than the fact that these zombies have grayed faces and chunks taken out of their face / arms. But still, it's still another thing that adds to the game.
And I can't. It's hard to talk about this game without spoiling that. I'm going to stress that really much, but it's like the game. Like there's a cow in the game, okay, and the cow actually adds a lightheartedness warm when Clementine goes to pat her, and she's like, "Oh, cool, a cow," right? It's like maybe she would have never seen a cow if this never happened, but that's not the point. This point is that she gets to see a cow, and she gets to pat it and be with a cow. And that doesn't say a big thing, but for a little girl, that could be a big thing.
Yeah.
However, again, behind another door, something else is terribly going wrong.
Yeah, and it's just like...
disgustingly going wrong. It makes you feel so much disgust when you see that scene.
And it's just like...
Sorry. Thinking about it again.
But no, like, there's something so simple and nice. You don't... In this world, there's something always sinister lurking around the corner, and again, in those scenes where it's like something dark, something's bad's going to happen, you do see the greys, you see the red because there's blood, you see all this and that, and it's just really, really gritty, and it deserves its mature rating, 17+ in the States, I think it is. It's got MA 15+ for here as well, and it really is a deep and meaningful story, and the art really, really does show that off. It really does reflect of how the story reacts and how it is at that time.
Yeah, especially. I'm just reading the MA 15+ in Australia. If you didn't know, they have like a reason why it's MA 15+, and it says strong themes and horror violence. And I wanted to say that's right. I say strong themes is definitely there, but horror violence, no. It's more stylized violence than anything. Not like, if you understand, like, if it was pseudo-realistic, like if it looked real, I would say horror violence, sure. But it's because it's stylized in a cartoonic way. I think you could probably even get away with just putting stylized violence, but that's just an off-topic thing, and that's about Australian censorship of games, which is in the shit even now when we have an 18 plus now.
Yeah, my just off topic again. I know I told you about this, but it was kind of awesome seeing my brother posted a picture on Facebook like, oh my god, this is my first
Metro last night.
Yeah, it's
18 plus.
my first 18.
I feel like an adult.
Yeah, I finally feel like an adult. But anyway, so I think now it's time to bring in our closing thoughts. Sam, would you like to take it away?
I think if you haven't played this game, which is about, let's say, 25% of the gaming population because it's a big game. Now, it's on, and if you don't like to buy from the stores like me, online stores like me and Jesse, just because it's easiest to go to a game shop or whatever, EB Games or Game Traders or a game. Now is the time to get it. You get all 5 chapters for $30, and I think that's even cheaper than buying it online at the moment.
Hell, you could even just wait around till the summer sales come on Steam and get it real dirt cheap. Like, it's not that far away.
And
the
it's
sales
on PS3, Xbox 360, and PC. All ports are really good. I'd say the PC one's a bit lacking just because I know if you had this problem, but the mouse controls doesn't seem right.
mouse controls were a little bit weird. That's why you had to use 1 through to 4 on the different choosings of what I wanted to say.
Oh, you didn't have to. You could scroll down.
I know, but I prefer to use 1 through to 4, just to be able to, so I know exactly what I wanted to press, and I didn't have some sort of fucked up mouse control problem, issue, or whatever. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, but the mouse controls just seem a little bit laggy. That's the only one real problem I had with the game. Exactly.
Yeah, if you're going to play this game and you have a gamepad, certainly use the gamepad. It's well worth it. It plays so much better.
Yeah, definitely. Just because you have those 4-button plus, so you can just say, I want to press whatever choice, and just hit that button. There we go. And yeah, it does seem like it's been set for a console. So if you have a Xbox 360 or a PS3, I'll probably pick it up on that.
PC Master Race looks so much better. Don't ignore that last statement.
I'm just saying, if you don't have the controller for your PC, you're probably better off picking it up for a console. But if you do have a controller, pick it up for a PC. It looks a lot better, looks crisper in 1080p.
Actually, now that I think about that, the engine of it is pretty graphically intensive if you have it on really high. Like, you'll get frame drops in some situations.
I didn't get one frame drop. I was playing on really very high.
Oh, it's probably because my computer's a little bit older than yours, but yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it's impressive actually, because all the zombies have to be mapped and pathed, and there are a lot of zombies in this game, and it's not about the zombies. So we stress that it's just like they're there, and it's the why for the choices. Like, why are you making these choices? Because there's zombies, of course, and because this happened because of zombies. But yeah, it's not focused about zombies like in most the Walking Dead series and the comics. If you read the comics, which is great, pick them up.
It's about the
graphic novels, not just comics. Just sorry.
Yeah.
You can say something. What are you saying?
It's about the characters, and it's about the people who live in this harsh environment, not the zombies themselves. A lot of people who watch like The Walking Dead are ill. It's just blood, guts, and gore. Yes, it has a lot of that, but it's not,
especially in the very first couple of episodes, and that's because you have to understand that this is the world.
Yeah, that's the world that they live in.
That's it. This is the world now.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm just gonna go off topic, but the thing about why they chose to do all the blood and guts right at the start of the Walking Dead series is because you have to understand, like, zombies are real now, and this is what's happening, and then it slowly edges you into the story of Rick, and then you meet the group and all that, and that's how they did the story. This is very kind of different. This throws a zombie at you, and then you understand zombies. Oh shit! And then it just throws you into the story, and that's it. I think both works really well, and this works well too. And I think this, as the story progresses, it beats The Walking Dead just because they didn't focus on a bitch character that no one liked. Fuck, I hated Andrea. Thank God, if you haven't seen season 3, fucking thank God she's dead.
Wow. Just wow. Like, fuck, man. Wow.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
I've done that little rant.
my closing thoughts on the game is, one, pick it up. Two, actually, I'm not even going to list it. Just pick up the game. It is amazing. Only $30 at EB Games. I'm sure it's slightly cheaper on
By
Steam.
the way, that's great price, seeing it's about 8 hours long.
Yeah.
And, like, Survival Instinct's like 4 or something stupid.
Yeah.
And that's 60.
$60. Terrible game. Not worth your money. Anyway, so it's I'm guessing it's a little bit cheaper on Steam. Actually, I think I have Steam open. I'll search for it while I talk. The story is absolutely amazing, and you should check it out. And it's just one of those things that you really, really do need to play. It's so amazing. Like, I know I'm just gonna rant so much about how amazing the story is. I know I have ranted so much about how amazing the story is, but I cannot stress it enough that this game is beyond any other game that I have played in the recent memory. Like, I think this is probably in my top 2 or 3 games I've played of all time, and just simply because of how amazing the story is. Yes, the gameplay was pretty simplistic, but that's a point and click. It's the reason why I love this game is because of that story, and it's so amazing. And so, like, it really evokes emotion in me. Like, I remember when watching the ending for the first time, I was there with my I
shed a tear. I'm not gonna be lying. I'm shed a tear.
Yeah, I was sitting there with my brother.
And I'm the hard one.
I was sitting there with my brother, and tears came to my eyes. I was like, "Fuck, man, this is sad." And like just the way that this game,
it's deep, hey?
the way that this game gels all these primal instincts of every human being, and just general emotions, and mixes them, and then crushes them, and then puts them above you like a wave, like a tidal wave that just crushes you under its pressure. It makes you do these things that you wouldn't expect to do in your modern day life, and it's just the way
It's $25 on Steam, by the way.
Okay, cool. And it's the way it's put together, just made me just have nerdgasms of joy. And yeah, I guess that's just the best way I can do it without rambling for another 5 minutes. So, yeah. Anyway, I guess we're gonna close it up here now. Anything else you want to say?
There was one thing I was gonna say, but you rambled on, and I think I forgot it. Oh. Yeah, I forgot it. Oh, no, if you're on Xbox and you do like to purchase from the store, the first episode, see if you like it. It's free. You can get the first episode for free on Xbox 360. However, the next couple, last 4 are like, I think it's $10 or something.
Yeah.
So it's either you. So that's $40 basically.
Yeah.
So if you you could just buy the whole lot, but you might not like it because of the point and click thing. And if you're just Xbox player and you don't like to play on PC, you probably won't like that. Like my brother didn't like it, and I tried to get him to play it for the story, but he didn't like it. But because he's more of a shooter guy, he's more of a COD, Far Cry kind of person. A Halo. Yeah.
All of the shorter.
Idiot doesn't know literal art when he sees it, but
Beside the point.
yeah, yeah, that's beside the point. I got him to get the first episode for free, and he didn't like how the gameplay worked, and that's all right. But his friend did, and he bought the game. If you understand what that means.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's kind of like, if you don't like the game, make sure you show it around, because someone else probably will, and that's not like oh, they won't like the game. No, they will like the game. It's a game that everybody can enjoy if they just get past the thing. Oh, it's going to be taking ages because I have to click on everything, and that's okay. After you get past that, you're fine. Really, if you understand where I'm going.
Yeah.
Mm. Like, I've tried to play Tales of Monkey Island. I kind of couldn't get past the point and click aspect. This game, I got past the first two scenes, and I was like, screw the point and click. I'm enjoying this.
This is yeah. It's kind of amazing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you heard it here. Fucking get The Walking Dead. Are you insane? Why don't you have it already?
If you haven't played it, you have either been living under a rock and never heard of this game, or living without internet and never heard of this game.
This game has critical acclaim and is well deserving of the game of the year that it got last year.
It's actually winner of over 80. Sorry, game of the years. Yes,
Over
awards.
80. We'll make that 81 with Dominion Gaming, but still, like, it is genuinely.
It has a 92% Metacritic review score.
It's kind of crazy good. Like, seriously, if you really, really need to get this, it is well deserving of anything and everything that you should of you that you can give it, and just enjoy it and play it. I highly recommend it. Anyway, my name has been Wolf. I've been joined by Impstar.
Ciao.
Thank you guys very much for watching. See you guys next time.